The other day I decided to open up my Q&A on Instagram. Very rare that I do that, so I'm just working to gain more interaction. I got two pretty good questions, so those are the questions that I'm going to share with you guys today. They were pretty simple questions that I was able to answer, but I'm also going to answer them via this video here. The first question asked, it says, what inspired your creativity? I was a little confused by this question at first, even though it's very straight to the point. But the answer that I responded back with was, my mind scatters all day conjuring up ideas. It's an overload and I have to complete 40% of them each day. I write the rest down for when I have access to more capital. Myself and how people choose to interact with one another in life challenges how I decide to depict that through my process. So on a day-to-day for my creative process, really I'm just observing people and then seeing how I can implement that into my work, while also sometimes fumbling in my own opinion or thoughts or statistics or, if you will, data really, and seeing how I can increase engagement with other people or if my ideas or opinions align with other people. And I feel like that's what inspires my creativity actively. The second question says, what's your process? How do you go from having an idea to making it come to life? I responded with a meme, of course. And I responded as well in text saying many of my ideas are not brought to life. I constantly write. I write on everything and I communicate my ideas with anyone who will listen. If I'm able, I bring my concepts to life, and if not, it's usually through painting or video or writing or talking. There are a lot of things that conceptually just will not exist and I feel like shouldn't exist as paintings. So I'm always exploring new mediums and ways of creating in order to convey an idea that I have. The biggest part I feel like is resources. There are a lot of artists, peers who perhaps don't necessarily have access to certain things. So my biggest thing is always problem solving and providing solutions for myself in order to still be able to convey any ideas that I have. But the end goal is definitely to create an atmosphere and a space where people can experience my ideas in real time and completely just immerse themselves into my mind in a way. The question says, where do you see the future of art from a business perspective? This is what I wrote out and responded. I said, from a business perspective, I see artists taking control over their work, where it goes, to whom, how many pieces are in a single collection, how to get paid, and more. Really, the future is more control. With the digital age, outside of the digital space, the idea of a middle woman or man is not necessary unless desired from the artists themselves. Basically, this idea of control and ownership, I feel like, is what the future of all art will be. I feel like with the digital space existing, it, in a way, removes the physical middleman, which allows the artist a bit more of autonomy. For example, with a website, using YouTube, using TikTok, and all other platforms that allow you to monetize yourself, brand yourself, and curate the experience of how you want people to perceive you or invest in you. Essentially have control over your story and your narrative, which I think is extremely key, especially coming out of there's tabloids, but so many people now see how perhaps toxic that can be and create their own channels, their own universes. I am not even subscribed to any like Netflix or Hulu at this point right now. I really have just been investing my time into other people's YouTube channels and other people's TikToks or Reels even, just because it's a more realistic view of just the people around me, at least the people that I subscribe to and follow. And I feel like it's more relatable. I don't feel like I see a whole bunch of pop media that's extremely relatable, although I also feel like it is also necessary for a different type of audience. So yeah, that is what I see the future of art being as far as business goes. I know there's so much more that I still have to experience in general. So this is my answer as of now, which could change in the future, which could change tomorrow or within the next hour. But I do know that's how I feel at the moment for the business of art and the art of business in the future. This question says, 3 of your role models, living or deceased, to have a 2-hour dinner conversation with. I couldn't limit it to just 3. So I just named everybody that came to my mind first, which doesn't mean this is the end all be all for my answer. It just means that these people came to my mind first. So my mother, Bell Hooks, Malcolm X, Michaela Cole, Arthur Jafa, Kanye West, Virgil Abloh, Kerry James Marshall, Trey Rags, Octavia Butler, and Viola Davis.